Hi everyone, thanks for tuning to my channel. The two cars which I like to review today is actually the Lamborghini Performante, which is the new release from Tomica, which is the mainline release. And you can see the sticker here. This is actually the box that is origin from Japan, new for 2018. As always, Tomica will always produce a color variation set for some of its certain model, which is the hot models. And the one that you see here in yellow is actually the Lamborghini Performante in yellow, which is the first color release. You can look at the bracket there. And this is the orange, which is the main line. Both are mainline, but of course these are more limited. The first color release, as what I mentioned in many other of my video, is just only a one-time run like Tomica Limited Vintage. Just a one-time factory run and it will cease. For the main line, such as the orange, Tomica will keep on producing for a few years. They will come out wave by wave in random periods till they retire. Usually it's for the span of 5 years. So if you do not have a chance of getting this Performante now, don't rush into it. Yes, you may not get the Japan box, which is the same as the Hot Wheels, the guaranteed for life label, which is only for USA. The sticker is also something that is represented from Japan. For the international assortment, the one that will be coming soon to Singapore, it will not have a sticker. So if you are a box variant collector or sticker collector, yes, it does make a difference, but to me it doesn't make any difference. So let's take a look at the car. What we have here is actually the new release for the Performante, and that is the first color. As you can see, the car is actually very well and elegantly crafted. I do like the Lamborghini stripe here, the signature stripe. And you can see that actually the wheel set is pure black. And you can see that there's also a detail for the headlights as well. Oh, not to mention that I will also do a side-by-side review with the Tomica Centenario as well as the Veneno, which are recent release these past 2 years, since 2015 period. Of course, I do have other Tomica Lamborghini models, but this is not a Lamborghini model walkthrough. There are actually some much more pricier made in Japan or made in China. Made in China Lamborghini. The first color is worth hundreds of dollars now, I believe. That is something that I don't have, but it's okay. What I'm trying to show you is just some of the recent release for the past 2 years. So as you can see right now, Tomica actually made a few changes to their variation between the first color and the basic car, the mainline car. The mainline release for the Performante for the orange, as you can see. Maybe you can't see very well here, but from my naked eyes, what I can see is actually the first color is in gloss finish, whereas the mainline, not the first color release, is actually in matte finish. This is actually very interesting because recently Tomica keep coming up with first color as well as mainline release in more than just color variation. They came with color variation in terms of finishing, different finishing, as well as different variation, such as the one as the Mini Cooper, the one with the cabriolet, and the one which is the normal version, as you can see in my previous video. So Tomica has actually made some improvement to that, and for that I applaud for that because it actually bring out more tastefully in their variation. As you can see for the wheel set, the mainline will have a gold rim, as well as you can see that for the first color is actually none. So this is very interesting. One thing that Tomica is very stubborn on is their wheel set. They are not going to change their wheel set. They only have a few variations on the wheel set. Unlike other makers who roll out new wheel sets every year or every month, Tomica does not. Tomica want to keep this as consistent, as well as looking at the scale. It's not 1:64 actual scale. For the Performante series, it's actually a 1:62 scale. So let's take a look at the Centenario. The Centenario, which was released in just 2016. In 2016, we have the Centenario. And this one is the first color release is in green, as well as the main line which is in black. It's actually very nice for all these $1 million exotic cars, which came into much smaller scale. For this, you can see that the scale is actually in 1:65. So the first color is actually one that is the lime green, which you can still see in our retail store now. For your info, the Performante was sold out on the first day in Japan. Unlike for this Centenario as well as the Veneno, which is not really a frantic sold out, it just sold out in Japan on the first day. So you can see the popularity for the Performante. For this Centenario, I think that we can still find the first color in our Singapore retail store. And for your info, many Japanese collectors also come to Asia country or Singapore to buy the Tomica they have missed out in Japan, because in Japan it's just too frantic. They are just have thousands and thousands of Japanese Tomica collector, pure breed Tomica's collector, and they come here now shopping center Takashimaya to actually gobble them up so that they can actually have spares back in Japan for trade or for sale, whichever know. But in terms of value wise, whether the sticker, you have one that is with sticker or have one that is without the sticker, oops, this is the thing with the gloss plate. I still refuse up to my 50th video, I still refuse to put this what we call it, the friction mat, to prevent the car from skidding, because I really love the reflection on the base plate to the car. It actually make it look more elegant. I do not have this usually with the rubber tires or rubber wheels, but I do have this with a plastic wheel. But it's okay. In terms of aesthetic, it actually make a nicer presentation. So you can see that actually for the main line, it's actually the mainline release which is still produced today is actually a much more nicer. It actually in gun metallic finish, in yellow trimming, which is the true color scheme is the 1:1. This one is actually in bright lime green in this for the first color release. As you can see, the wheel set are the same. Later I will put the Performante side by side with these cars, and I can see actually the improvement on Tomica that has made. So that's all for the Centenario. And in 2015, which I believe, they came out with the Veneno. You can look at the previous Centenario box. I do not have the sticker because I just missed out the Japan batch. And yes, I do have one, but the box is crushed, so I just put the international assortment box here. For this is the 2015 for Lamborghini Veneno series. This one is not as frantic as the Performante, which in 2018. It still sold a few days in Japan before it's just fully sold out. And now for 2015, just the first color, I believe the resale price is almost double of the retail price of now. Hence, the Veneno is actually quite a nice collection for collector. And for collector who just want to have the box variation with the sticker, you actually pay more to get one. So they have the mainline as well. Usually the first color release is a much more vibrant color than the mainline release. So let's take a look. Both are mainline, by the way, just that one is a limited run. So for the Veneno series, you can see that for the first color, the yellow is actually also quite nice. That's the pearl finishing on it. Both are gloss, by the way. It's just that for the Performante in 2018, they decided to come out different finishing for the coat, which is also fine to my delight. So you can see it's the red chrome as well as the pure Veneno. Veneno, many makers have made it. Hot Wheels have made it, Kustoms has made it, and Tomica. But I believe Tomica is one of the very first maker who made this Veneno. So it's very nice. For info, there's some charm towards the Lamborghini brand. Lamborghini brand actually fetch quite a high resale price than the Mitsubishi and the Honda Civic till date today. For Tomica, this is like the Datsun Bluebird for Hot Wheels. And the license has failed to cease. Of course, Tomica has lost their Ferrari license as well. Now the license, I believe, is just exclusive to Kustoms, Model Car series, which you have to assemble yourself, as well as Burago, I believe they have as well as Maestro. I believe they have the Ferrari license. So it's a shame that Tomica and Hot Wheels do not have the Ferrari license. It's really such a shame. But yes, they do have the Lamborghini as well. So if you can take a look at the Performante now, as well as the comparison between the Veneno that's made in 2015, maybe I should actually place it the other way. As you can see, what they have made is actually improvement to the headlights. They actually give us some more details to the headlight. Yes, they actually do not want to give really distinctive details. It's because that they want to keep this line as a mainline car, just a pure Tomica mainline car that will also appeal to kids. Unlike the Tomica Limited Vintage or other Tomica series, this one is still sitting in the mainline series. Yes, collector like me appreciate them. You can see that there's no detail at the back. It's actually priced at 2.5 times more than the basic Hot Wheels, if you want to do a conversion in terms of currency. And I believe that Tomica can actually make better, because nowadays you buy Hot Wheels, it's actually packed quite a punch. Of course, these are made in Vietnam cars. Their QC standards are higher as well, I must say. High and strict QC standard for Tomica, maybe it's the Tomica, that's why the QC are stricter in Japan. But you can see for the contrast here, it's actually quite nice towards the car. And now for the first release, Centenario in lime green. As you can see, in 2016 they haven't really made the detailing on the headlight as well. It's just pure silver. Is that just pure silver or is that detailing? And for this, they actually have the detailing at the back, at the red. So you can see right now, as versus the Centenario and the Veneno, the Performante actually still feel over the edge. Of course, they have the spoiler which is made of plastic. I believe it's maybe another unit or another component that is detached from the body. Unlike a lot of makers nowadays, they just like to actually blend it with the body. But yes, of course, for the price you pay for Tomica, you still get something like this. So let's place it side by side with the mainline release again. Yeah, it's actually very nice. Together, the mainline release with the Centenario, which is still in production today, you can still see in retail store. So you don't have a out of stock for this. It's actually very beautiful. The gunmetal black scheme as well as the yellow stripe is very distinctive. These are the mainline release for the Performante, which will still be produced for the next 5 years, as well as Veneno, which is also very nice. In my opinion, I think the presentation as well as the color scheme for the mainline release is still nicer than the first color release that is actually come in a limited number run. For the exact limited number run, I'm not sure, but I actually heard among collectors talk that it's actually limited to 10,000 units in Japan and 10,000 worldwide. I can't ascertain this number yet, but this is just some figure that I share with you guys. So yes, if you can get a unit of the first color, it's actually very nice. If your market do not have a Tomica and you have to go online to buy, as usual, as the same theory for every car, just like how I buy online for cars that I do not have in the market, we must buy on the early phase. If not, once it's sold out, it's just going to skyrocket. So wherever it is, just be happy in our collection. Of course, I do not have all the collection as well, especially for this Tomica Lamborghini. I do not have the made in China as well. I do not want to pursue it, just because made in China cars for Tomica, they tend to bubble. And yes, when they tend to bubble, of course, Tomica Limited Vintage is also made from China, and I believe that they tend to bubble as well. So things like this for the mainline, I wouldn't want to pay a ridiculous price for that. So yes, of course, I do have this recent release of Lamborghini here, which I showcase in my channel, and I'm just a happy collector to have them. So yes, let's collect with a happy minded, and yes, to enjoy our collection. And yes, I do actually hope that you enjoy my review for the Lamborghini series today for Tomica. And I must say that for the 2018 Performante, I just in love with it. I just think it's so nice, very nice to be added to my collection, very dynamic. If you can see the YouTube review for the real car, it's actually very awesome, high performance exotic car, so it's very nice. So yeah, thanks for tuning to my channel, and thanks for subscribing to my channel. Remember, if you are a new viewer, do subscribe to my channel. I'll actually upload content to my channel every week. Thanks for tuning in. Goodbye and good night.